Today I'm possibly having a day in. I have got an Amazon Prime delivery parcel arriving sometime up till 10 o'clock tonight. So I am more than likely staying home, unless of course the parcel comes early and I need to pop out to the corner shop, which I do need some more bread. If my parcel hasn't been delivered, by the time one of the guys comes home, then one of them would possibly pop round and get me some bread. Right, today I thought I'd do a day in the life of moi. It's going to be as close as I can. Everything is going to be a lot slower because I will be filming. I will be possibly holding my phone and talking at the same time. I'll see how things go, just to give you sort of a overall look on a day at home. Like I said, sometimes a spanner comes into the work. I've got no appointments today, and I've got no telephone consultations with medical professionals, so that is clear. I've got no FaceTime actually booked in today. I'm having to remember it is actually Tuesday due to the fact we've just had bank holiday. This is the first time I've had the home to myself in 5 days, due to the fact that our son went to Bupa, had a wisdom tooth out, had stitches. They did have a few problems getting the tooth out, and was put on antibiotics. So my menu's changed a little bit. As you know, there's quite a few things I put in place to make life easier for myself, to cut down on anxiety and things like that. Now, one of the things that I do the night before, well, in this case it would be Sunday, I'm having to remember it's Tuesday, is to look at my planner. I keep it at the back of my mind if I've got phone consultations coming up, or appointments, having to arrange travel or work out best timetables and things like that. But I know I haven't got an appointment until the end of this week. So I look at my planner to check if there's anything urgent that needs to be done. So say this would have been a Sunday night, I check that there's nothing urgent on the Monday or the coming week. So I'm going to put the camera down so you can see my planner and see my spread. If you haven't already seen my planner decor for the month of May, it will give you an idea of the sort of things that I talk about. And also sometimes if there's a certain subject for a day, week, month. This week it's to do with food, and this will come through in the spread for this week. And I'm going to, as I say, tilt the camera down so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the planner week from the 2nd of May to the 8th. And yes, if you remember, or you've seen my planner decor video previously, it's a food week. Now, when I planned this, I did this when I was in the caravan, and I tend to do a month at a time, as you know. So there was no way I could have actually predicted that it was going to be a food week. But now looking at it, I've decided, because I've done a little shop and I may be doing, some shopping where I'm actually going out to the stores, then I am going to concentrate this 7 days on food along with everything else. Because it's something, even though I'm budgeting and trying to keep down spending everything, and that will come up in another video, because today being Tuesday, I'm waiting Amazon parcel budget binder set. This is something that's all over sort of YouTube at the moment, and again I'll go through that in another video and share my kit that's coming today. Other than that, I'm trying to keep sort of expenditure down and shop in the home. I've brought this up a number of times, especially down when we was in lockdowns and everything. So using things that you haven't used for a while, wear clothing that you possibly haven't worn for a while, or box it, bag it up to leave your home and things like that. So it's partly decluttering at the same time, reviewing, decluttering, organising. So it's a combination of different things. But this week is about food, and although I like to present food fairly well, and I've brought this up very often, the guys are hungry, you know, they're not too bothered as long as it's something they pretty much like. Even if they're hungry, they'll eat almost anything that's put in front of them. They are night eaters because they do long hours during the day, so it's nice that they're able to sit down and relax. But I do tend to like to make some effort due to the fact I don't work, so I like to make an effort on food. This came across more in lockdowns, although I didn't really do any I don't think sort of meal videos, but I have started doing the occasional one, and it seems as though subscribers and people who visit my channel seem to like that. So I am going to try and maybe change it up a bit, but this week is totally looking at food presentation, and also maybe changing it up, and this goes down. So going back to my plan, I am actually sharing some of the writing because we're only on Tuesday, and I have got no sort of private details. I made sure I got no private details down here that I didn't want to share. And this is how I set it up. This is how I keep on track, how I keep going, and maybe rabbiting on a bit too long about this, but this is the way I make sure that I get stuff done. It's easy for anybody to turn around and say, oh, I'll do it in a minute, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, oh, it'll do another time. You know what I'm on about, I'm sure you do. Again, it does depend on a few factors. What needs to be done, whether it's myself or whoever's in the home, if anything crops up, and is it something I'm able to do myself safely. I've brought this up a number of times. So I'm going to do Monday and just explain how I keep on track. By this, if I ever show my planner, is a tick. That means that Monday night, last night, I actually did all the washing up. I try and get the drying up done. It depends on how late it is, because sometimes we do eat late due to whatever time both guys come in. So I always put a tick, and I'm so proud of myself because being the 2nd of May, right from January the 1st, I made sure the washing up was done, even if it got to 11 o'clock at night. And one night it got to 11:45 before I'd finished the washing up, because we had company and just things got sort of late. But made sure before I go to bed that at least the washing up's done. It doesn't matter if it drip dries, but I try and do the drying up if it gets late, because the last thing I want to do with the guys being in bed is start banging about putting pots away. So that's why sometimes if you've seen my background filming, I've got my draining board, but I've also got a drying mat over my hob, because it's got maybe pans or saucepans on there, so I'm not clunking about, if that makes sense. So that's what that tick is, and I am so proud, because even during lockdowns, I had the occasions where I didn't get the washing up done. I've even managed it when we were in the caravan, although it's a lot easier in the caravan in a way, because you are looking at pots, you've got a smaller area, so you're staring at pots, and of course, especially if it's something strong smelling, which I try and wash up straight away if possible, so the smell doesn't linger, especially when it's cold weather. You can't have the windows open, especially in the caravan. You can't have the door open because they're letting all the heat out, so the smell's going to actually linger. Basics, I've ticked it. I haven't put it on today's because I wanted to film it. Basics is what I keep mentioning. It's the 30-minute tidy up, 10 item pickup, if not more, and at least one lot of laundry. And so yesterday I cleaned and stripped down the fridge. My compartments come out of my fridge, and I am going to film this. I don't know, it'll probably be after this video. how I arrange my fridge. It stays basically the same, but at least the sort of shelves all come out, whether they're glass or wire, whatever, and also on the door, all those compartments actually slide off, so I can, you know, wash them thoroughly. I cleaned the hob because it badly needed doing due to the fact that something spilt, and that was from the previous day. It was wiped over, but I needed to give it a good clean. Washed all work clothes, dried and put away. I did have them out on the line for a while, but it wasn't exactly very good drying weather, so I did, and I don't like to use my tumble dryer, but I did end up, but I did it on a sort of a shorter cycle due to the fact that the clothes were actually dry, just needed airing through, and I knew the guys both needed clothes for today. And I cleaned the clutter off of the dining room table. That is one of the hot spots, and if it starts up, like any area in your home, if one or two bits ends up putting down, that happens badly on my desk here. If I don't put things away, or I put bits here that after I've been shopping or need to go away after a project, instead of putting them straight away, then it sort of gets worse, if that makes sense, and that's why I call it a hot spot. Then for Monday's meal, and this will possibly be all in a you know, meals for the family. Some meals may be duplicated in my videos because I'm not sure. Maybe you could comment down below, but it seems to be that a lot of people do tune into meals for the family, whether it's to get inspiration, I don't know. So I probably will duplicate some of the meals that are in my videos, but this particular week I want to put all the meals on a video, and that obviously will probably go up next week. So we had the stand and stuff taco boats. Again, that was in my Lidl, Aldi shop. And we had that with mince, we had it with chopped tomatoes, green peppers, sweet corn, grated cheese and salsa sauce. And so that was the menu for yesterday. Today I asked my son how his mouth was. He's gone back to work because he couldn't do any major manual work for a good many days due to the stitches and everything. I think basically Bupa were covering themselves. Hubby didn't have this when he went to Bupa, and I'm not going into that, but he had a very bad experience. So today, obviously I've got no tick here because that'll be tonight. Basics I haven't actually done yet because I wanted to show you through that sort of thing. It might motivate, inspire you even to have your own little targets each day. If you do nothing else, even if I'm feeling ill, even when I had hurt my back, I had that fall, even if it took me sort of all day because any movement would hurt, I at least got my basics done, as I mentioned. If nothing else is done, I'll try and get that done. And of course I've got a waiting Amazon parcel, the budget binder set. So here, when I look at my planner, I may jot down things that need to be done a specific day. I'm not sure if it's going to get done. I was hoping to get the bathroom cleaned obviously after the weekend. I do wipe over bathroom cloakroom, but I wanted to actually clean the bathroom, so that might be something I put on. I'm going to see how long it takes me to sort of film as I go along, including my breakfast, and see how it goes from there, as normally I can do my basics in about 30 minutes, although I would say that the washing machine, depending on what cycle you're on, won't obviously be finished in that half an hour. But what I'm saying is the washing machine will be on while I'm possibly putting some laundry away, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get on. So at this point I have my nice pen. I love these. I'm sure these came from Poundland. I've got a few that I use. going off subject. I like these ones. And I did have another one, but unfortunately it's here, and I'm a bit disappointed with this one because, well, not, but it's ran out. So yeah, I was going to put it to bits and see. It's not actually worth paying a lot for pen refills unless it's a Parker pen or an expensive pen. Then we all, years ago, you used to buy the refills, but not so much. It's just easier to just throw the pens away, isn't it? I know it seems wasteful, but going off subject, pens like this, if you've got one, it's a great thing if it's not working, to be for scoring on paper. I've said this before, you know, you can score it along a line so you can easily fold papers. So, you know, just a little thing there. So I'm sure this is going to be a long-winded video, and I apologize beforehand, but sort of saying hopefully through the video what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and see if you like this sort of video. So please follow me along. You know, you can work along with me or put your feet up with the drink and just chill out. So for breakfast today, I've got Marmite on toast. You either love it or you hate it. I love it on toast, so I thought I'd have this for breakfast. Not very often I have Marmite on toast for breakfast. I normally have something else, but it's just something that I thought I'd have this morning. So included in my 30 minutes tidy up is, first of all, making the beds. So I'm going to do that first. It might be slightly different to what I normally do, just the fact that I am filming it as I go along. But sometimes I put laundry on while I'm making the beds. Sometimes I put the laundry on. I empty like the bins after I've made the beds, decided on which wash I am going to do. So first of all, get the beds made. Okay, so both are the beds have been made because I had clean clothes on today, you know, work clothes. When they're work clothes, our sons gets hooked up on that coat hanger. Casual clothes, if they're still in use, they get put on a coat hanger inside the wardrobe. Depending on the job they're doing that day, is to the state of their clothes they come in. Hubby does wear overalls. Our son has particular uniform he has to wear for work. So that makes a decision whether they get washed again that day or the next day. But if they're still clean enough, they go up, as I said, on the coat hanger. Or in my hubby's case, they get hung up on the back of the door, just because they will be probably either smelling of engineering or, you know, garage and everything like that. I've known sometimes to spray them with Febreze and that, just, you know, depending on the smell, but they don't get put in like the ordinary wardrobes, as, like I said, casual clothes can get put like this. Jeans, although this is his t-shirt wardrobe, you know, shirts and everything, the jumper has been wearing, or is, you know, the jeans has been wearing, if they're not dirty, they get hung up at the side of the wardrobe. And the same with mine, like that red jumper. It's not dirty. I've worn it a couple of times, but not constantly. Even though you might see something in my videos, it might not necessarily be constant, because it depends on, you know, how long I've been wearing it, because I do go hot and cold. I try not have clothes on here. I did have hubby's work clothes. I pushed that aside, so that went aside there, and I did have his work clothes here, but they were clean, and that's because the laundry is piled high in there. Because, as I say, I did work clothes yesterday, all the work clothes, but then I had, last night I had the machine on an empty clean wash because of engineering and everything. That bin down there goes in work clothes for hubby, due to the fact, as I said, engineering and everything. but anything else goes in here, or I take them off the coat hangers or the pegs here, like that jumper could do with a wash. I'll probably get that washed. And his t-shirt, they'll probably get washed because he's worn those, and they could do with freshening up. Don't know if everybody else is the same, but hopefully this makes sense. Yes, I've got my Disney jumper. I got this really reasonable. I think it was only like £3 or £4 on clearance from Primark quite some time ago now, and I got it here with me jeggings on, and I got me red fluffy socks. I do fold up, like I've said. Lounge sets, hubby's got his thick socks and lounge set there. I've got mine there, but so I've got my socks on. I've just got to take that glass down. That's hubby's side. Mine's already been drunk as well. So that's just that break, you know, sort of break into the start of my 30 minutes. As I said, this is going to take longer than what I normally do because I am stopping, but I'm explaining how I'm doing my checks and everything, how I go about doing my basics. This also depends on if I have to be out early for an appointment, what day it is and things like that on the day. But most things get done pretty quickly. And I do still like to get the beds made if possible, even if I'm going out. The weather doesn't look particularly good today, so I don't think I'm going to get any washing out. It looks really dull. I had difficulty in getting the clothing dry yesterday, but so now comes to put a load of washing in the machine. Okay, so I'm just getting me washing on. I do like these capsules. I'm doing a dark wash. Hopefully by the time this has been washed, hopefully then I may be able to hang some of the washing out, if not all of it. So while that's going, I think what I'll do is I'll start cleaning the bathroom. So before I start the bathroom, I decided I'm gonna, you know what, put bits and pieces away around the home. Sometimes I do it straight away in the morning, sometimes it might be through the day, sometimes it could end up being more pieces, like this cushion and the sort of the chair at the table, pick something off the dining table, put it away. This is planner pieces, you know, put the pens away and put the planner back on my shelf where it actually sits when I'm not actually writing in it. These are actual Sharpie pens that our son was using because he's helping update the DVD list, which has been on our to-do list for some time. It's a matter of putting all those pieces away because it mounts up. This is the wok from the meal the night before. It was washed up. I just left it drying on my drying mat on the hob, especially as sometimes I've got a lot of washing up, and I use the drainer and a drying mat, especially when you've got a lot of saucepans. This is just the wrapper from the antibiotics our son has now finished. So it's just a matter of putting those pieces away around your home as and when you get a chance. The whole family's at fault about Blu-rays and DVDs and games. Marvel and DC all go together in one section, but not necessarily in alphabetical order, as all the other DVDs do, and even the ones in the case. Due to the fact that the weather brightened up, I decided to hang out one lot of washing while I started the bathroom before I was going to have my lunch. Everybody has their own routine about cleaning whatever room it is. The first thing I tend to do is take off bath mats, bath towels, end flannels, anything like that, because I will put that now in my washing machine as that is empty. And I put a towel on the floor. This is when I'm taking everything off the sides of the bath to wipe everything down in case there's any leakage, so it doesn't go on to the flooring and make a mess. So what I tend to do is once everything's been taken off and I've put it on the floor on a towel, I then will put the plugs in the sink and the bath, and I spray it with bathroom flash. Sometimes it's bathroom Mr. Muscle, but mostly it's flash, because I do like the kitchen and bathroom sprays, although I tend to not use too many sprays around the home. That means that this could wait a few minutes while it's just soaking up, and then I will fill the bath and the sink and rinse it off. I don't tend to have the stamina now to actually get all the cleaning done in one day, so I tend to do my basics and try and get one room done a day, if not more. And guess what happens when I was started cleaning the bathroom? I'd already got my washing in because it was spitting a rain, closed the door, and then the heavens just opened up and it absolutely chucked it down with rain. So then I decided to have a break and have my lunch. So for lunch today, I've got pasta that I've just made a small batch up with salsa sauce, and in there I've got some grated cheese, some chopped tomatoes and some yellow peppers, and I've also got a glass of water as well. So that's what I'm going to have for lunch today. So as I said, doing these little things, and while I'm doing things like this, sometimes I have a notepad or a bit of paper or a notebook, and I write down or jot down things that need to be done either later that day or maybe another day, or it might be something that I have to mention to a family member. Maybe it's some maintenance that hubby needs to do, things like that. If it goes down in a little book or a bit of paper or something all together, then you can sort of refer back to it when you need things done, and it's none of this saying, now what was that I was supposed to done? Oh, and then you start, getting bogged down, and you keep thinking, now, I'm sure there was something I meant to have written down or to remember, and that's why I tend to write a lot of things down. It just helps release my mind and everything to make things calmer. Like I said, after I've cleaned the sink and I've done the bath, I do wipe all the bottom tiles down, which is my maroon coloured tiles. I don't do the cream tiles so much, but the lower ones, because they do get splashed quite a bit, and I really do still like my colour scheme in the bathroom. As I said, I've had it so long now, and hubby actually built the bath panel and all the piping in, which is got all covered in sort of wood, so you don't see it all because it's a lot of piping. I do wipe everything down as I'm putting it back, just because it's better. Things do get grimy, but I tend to try and have a least amount of products as I can. A lot of products usually are corralled in a maroon or see-through. It looks almost like a plastic bath that goes on the side of the bath, which I've got both of them that they came reasonable from Wilko's. As I go along, I'm just showing you the main products that I do use regularly. I have two fake succulents. One goes on the sink and one goes on the bath, just to give it that little bit of greenery, and that's just a little tub that has the razors in for the family. And like I said, I try and corral everything so it's easy to release everything off the bath. I do use certain wipes on my mirror in the bathroom, especially this main one, but then I go over with a bit of tissue, just take off any smears and everything. There's a little shelf underneath that has 3 jars that has all the the cotton buds and cotton pads and things like that. After I finish cleaning the bathroom, then I go ahead and just hoover it, and then every other time that I do hoover certain rooms, I then take the piping out and go and all along the edges and everything. It depends on how I feel on the day and what time I do have. So it's just getting those bits and pieces done. And you'll see in a moment when I put all my clean mats down and get all the bath towels and everything out, it just makes it nice when I put them on the side of the bath. And very often hubby will say, "Oh, you've cleaned the bathroom." He won't say anything. None of the family members say anything unless the bath towels are actually on the side like I'm doing now. I just like things like this, and I don't know, it's quite pleasing to the eye. So I don't know how helpful this is. Hopefully it gives you some inspiration and motivation, you know, to get things done, and a way of planning your time as well, so it's not being wasteful on money and time. Because let's face it, time is valuable to all of us. Like I said, some things do take a lot longer than other times. Here's just an overshot of the bathroom completed, and it's one of the rooms that I do like to keep tidy and clean, especially when I'm relaxing, before anybody comes home, when I have my bath. So at dinner tonight, it's pizza night, and so the three pizzas we've got, it's the Carlos make, and these were all from Aldi. So the hot dog and mustard one, which is this one. Then we have got the bacon double cheeseburger, which is this one. And then we have got the doner kebab one, which is this one. Plus me and our son have got pasta, which is very similar to what I had at lunchtime. So that is what we have got for dinner tonight. Some of the meals may be repeated either in separate videos or in meals for the family, because I know subscribers and whoever's watching my videos like different videos. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.